Roberto Bautista came back from losing the first set in his 6-7, 6-8, 6-3, 6-2, 4-6, 6-4 win over last year's finalist Marin Cilic after 3 hours and 58 minutes to reach the first Grand Slam quarter-final of his career. Bautista Agut clinched his third 5-set match this week, beating last year's Australian Open finalist Marin Cilic, following up his wins over Andy Murray and John Millman after 2 marathon matches and a 3-set victory over Karen Khachanov in the third round. Cilic saved 2 match points to beat Bautista Agut's compatriot Fernando Verdasco in the third round. Bautista Agut faced just 5 break points in the entire match, hit 44 winners to 38 unforced errors and converted 5 of his 13 break points. Bautista Agut got the first break of the match in the 9th game of the opening set after 4 easy holds of serve from both players. Cilic came back from a breakdown at 4-4 by breaking back to draw level to 5-5. Bautista came back from 2-6 down in the tie-break by winning 4 consecutive points to save 4 set points. Cilic won the final 2 points to clinch the tie-break 8-6. Bautista Agut dropped 4 points on serve and got the only break of the second set in the 7th game at 4-3 to seal the second set 6-3. The Spanish player sailed through his service games and broke serve at 15 in the first game and in 7th game at deuce to win the third set 6-2. Bautista Agut won 8 of his 9 second serve points. Cilic bounced back in the 4th set, dropping just 7 points on his serve and getting his only break in the 10th game at 15 to win 6-4 with a forehand winner to send the match to the decisive set. Both players wasted early break points at the start of the 5th set. Bautista Agut broke serve with a forehand down-the-line winner on his third opportunity at deuce in the 9th game. He earned 2 match points with a cross-court forehand winner and served out the match at 15 in the 10th game, when Cilic hit his backhand into the net. Bautista Agut started the 2019 season with a title in the Qatar Open final against Tomas Berdych as still unbeaten in his 9 matches. With today's win, Cilic scored his 9th win in 2019, joining Alex de Minaur at the top for most tour-level match victories. Bautista Agut secured his spot in the quarterfinal, where he will face Stefanos Tsitsipas, who beat Roger Federer in 4 sets by the scoreline of 6-7, 11-13, 7-6, 7-3, 7-5, 7-6, 7-5. It took me a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of patience. I had to work a lot to be in the quarterfinals this year. I played a lot of hours. I played 3 matches in 5 sets, so I am really happy. I am in the quarterfinal and that's the most important thing. I did a great pre-season. I have been doing well a lot of years and it was for me an objective to be in the quarterfinal of a Grand Slam, said Bautista Agut. Bob and Mike Bryan beat Pablo Carreño Busta and Guillermo Garcia Lopez 6-3, 7-6, 7-4, after 71 minutes in a rematch of their Melbourne semi-final in 2017 to reach the quarter-final in the doubles tournament at the Australian Open. The US Twins are bidding to win the 7th Australian Open doubles title in their career as a team and their first trophy at this tournament since 2013. They will face either Frenchmen Pierre-Hugues Herbert and Nicolas Mahut or Rajiv Ram and Joe Salisbury for a spot in the semi-final. Last November, Mike Bryan teamed up with Jack Sock to win the Nitto ATP Finals in London after beating Pierre-Hugues Herbert and Nicolas Mahut 5-7, 6-1, 1-3, 1-1 in the title match. In the British capital, Mike won his 5th ATP Finals doubles title, but the first without his brother Bob, who was sidelined by a hip injury since June and is making his comeback from surgery. They had played their last match together in the 2018 Madrid final, where Bob suffered from hip injury. Mike Bryan and Jack Sock lifted 3 titles in their 8 events as a team at Wimbledon, US Open and at the Nitto ATP Finals. The Bryan brothers hold the Open-era record of 6 doubles titles at the Australian Open. They achieved their most recent Grand Slam title together at the 2014 US Open. This year's ASB Classic finalists Raven Klaasen and Michael Venus converted 4 of their 5 breakpoint chances in their 6-3, 6-1 win over Marcelo de Molineux and Fredrik Nielsen, setting up a quarterfinal match against Leonardo Mayer and João Sousa, who beat Maximo Gonzalez and Nicolas Jarry 6-3, 6-4. Former Nitto ATP Finals champions Henri Continent and John Peers won 73% of their first serve points to beat Radu Albot and Malek Jaziri 7-6, 7-5, 6-4. The Finnish and Australian team will take on either Jamie Murray and Bruno Soares or Kevin Krawietz and Nikola Mektic. Australian wildcards Blake Ellis and Alexei Popyrin came back from a set down to defeat Marcelo Arevalo and Jamie Saratani 2-6, 7-6, 9-7, 6-4 after saving one match point at 5-6 in the tiebreak of the second set. The home team secured their spot in the quarterfinal, where they will face Lukasz Kubot and Horacio Zeballos. Milos Raonic spoke about his tricky matches so far at the Australian Open and his upcoming clash with Alexander Zverev. Milos Raonic looks in excellent form. He has beaten 3 difficult opponents, Nick Kyrgios, Stan Wawrinka and Pierre-Hugues Herbert, and will now face an even tougher fourth, Alexander Zverev, in the last 16. Although the Canadian has only dropped 1 set so far, he has been challenged all the way, and the main reason his matches have remained relatively short is because he has produced his best tennis at key moments. "I have been pushed," Raonic said. "I have been having stressful moments in matches that I've handled quite well. I think that gives me some ease going into sort of the challenges further along." The Canadian continued, "I haven't had the chance to play that many matches over a long period of time now, so to have that kind of test and to do well I think is pretty good." Raonic not sure experience gives him the edge over Zverev next. Raonic faces one of the biggest challenges in tennis when he takes on the world number 4. And he is not convinced by any suggestion that his past successes at Grand Slams give him an advantage. "I think it's irrelevant because you don't know how those things are going to play out. That's on his end of things. I've been here quite a few times now, the start of the second week. I got to just focus on the things I know I need to do. If any of this Grand Slam talk has any effect on him, it can creep in, but I can't impose that kind of pressure on him. I've got to use my game to put pressure on him. I don't know if the situation will get to him or not." This approach speaks volumes of Raonic's level-headed nature, as does his assessment of the dangers of relaxing during his encounter with Herbert after facing 2 stronger opponents before him. "It's something that I was well aware of that I didn't want to let happen. He's played well this week. He beat Querrey first round, who is a similar player to me, and he managed to fend that off. Then he played Chung in the second round, who was defending a run to the semis here. Yeah, I knew he was doing things well. He also won the first few matches in the first tournament of the year, I believe. Yeah, I knew he had been playing well over the last little while. It could have happened, but it wasn't an issue today." 3-time quarter-finalist Kei Nishikori followed up 2 5-set battles in the opening 2 rounds with a 3-set win over João Sousa by the scoreline of 7-6, 8-6, 6-2, 6-1 after 2 hours and 6 minutes to reach the 4th round at the Australian Open for the 7th time in his career. Another 5-set battle was expected after Nishikori and Sousa came through tough marathon matches in their first 2-round matches, but this time Nishikori needed just 3 sets to secure his spot in the 4th round. Nishikori went down a break in the first game, but she broke back in the 4th game to draw level to 2-2. Both players held on their serves, before Sousa fended off a set point to hold serve for 5-6 before Nishikori held serve to force the match to the tie-break. Nishikori went up a 3-0 lead with a break, but he wasted 2 set points. The Japanese player converted his 3rd set point when Sousa hit his backhand into the net. Sousa took medical timeout to receive treatment on her left leg and hip. Nishikori went up 2 breaks to race out to a 4-0 lead in the 3rd set and served out the win with a forehand winner. The first set could go both ways. He was playing well. He was serving well, playing aggressive, using his forehand, but in second and third sets I think I relaxed a little more, start hitting good shots, heavy, and serving well. Obviously helps for my body winning in 3 sets. I will try to recover well. I think that's the most important thing going into the second week, said Nishikori. Nishikori is bidding to reach the quarter-final at Melbourne Park for the 4th time after 2012, 2015 and 2016. Nishikori will face Spain's Pablo Carreno Busta in the 4th round. I am sure it's going to be something like today. There are going to be many rallies. He is very solid from the baseline. He can move well, good serve. I am sure it's going to be a tough match, said Nishikori. Carreno Busta beat Italy's Fabio Fognini 6-2, 6-4-2, 4-6-2 in 2.5 hours. Carreno Busta converted 8 of his 17 breakpoints to qualify for the 4th round in Melbourne Park for the 2nd consecutive year. Both players held their serve easily in the first 2 games before Carreno Busta broke twice in the 3rd and 5th games to race out to a 5-1 lead. Carreno Busta earned an early break at the start of the 2nd set to take a 3-1 lead. Fognini broke back in the 6th game, but Carreno Busta got another break to win the 2nd set 6-4. Carreno Busta went up an early break in the 1st game of the 3rd set, but Fognini came back by winning 5 consecutive games with 3 breaks of serve to race out a 5-1 lead. Carreno Busta pulled 1 break back for 2-5, but Fognini broke for the 4th time to seal the 3rd set 6-2. Fognini broke again in the 2nd game of the 4th set en route to taking a 3-0 lead with 4 consecutive winning games. Carreno Busta won 3 consecutive games with a break-back at deuce in the 6th game to draw level to 3-3. Fognini held his serve at love in the 7th game, but Carreno Busta won the final 3 games with a break at love in the 9th game to seal the 4th set 6-4.